I imagine you spent a long time deciding what you want to study, and hopefully by now you know that medicine is the right choice for you. Knowing where to study, however, can be difficult, with so many options available, not to mention it's a time-consuming process. So in this video, I'll give you 4 tips for selecting the best medical schools in the world. So if you're looking for the best of the best, hopefully this video will help you narrow down your search. Hi everyone, I'm Nadine Evans from BeMo Academic Consulting. Before we dive in, subscribe on whatever social media channel you're watching this from. That way you won't miss any of our upcoming videos. If you want us to help you with your medical school application, go to BeMo.blog. I'll give you the top 5 tips for selecting the best medical school in the world. Your very first step is to gather information. Start by finding out what past students think about the school. What about past applicants? Is the admissions process fair and scientific? Or do they use practices that cause a lot of bias and are outdated, such as standardized tests and grades or situational judgment tests? Is the staff and administration friendly or ill-tempered? Is the faculty open-minded and looking for advancements, or are they stuck to the status quo? The absolute best tip I can give you is to go to a website where you can find this information. Go to medschool.reviews to read reviews of past students and applicants. This will be your #1 source for gathering this information. My second tip is to make sure that you meet the criteria for admissions. This may sound like a no-brainer, but a lot of students get caught up in the excitement of selecting a school that they've always wanted to go to, and then they find out that they don't actually meet the criteria for admission. If you can find a GPA range, for example, for your school, and you determine that your GPA falls below the lowest GPA that's been accepted, you're going to have to consider applying somewhere else where your GPA may be more competitive, or you have the option of redoing some courses before applying in order to boost your overall GPA. My third tip is finding out if there are opportunities for special consideration. If there's a gap in your application and you're a member of a specific population, certain medical schools recognize the advantage of many forms of diversity and may understand that your failure or weaknesses can become your strengths over time. Most programs will have special sections of their website devoted to special consideration where you can find out more information. My fourth tip is to think about which interview situations you'll be the best at. A lot of students, for example, are nervous about the MMI. That's completely normal, but keep in mind that with coaching and a lot of practice, you can certainly perform well on this test. If, however, you've practiced and received coaching and you still feel that you won't be impressive during the MMI, perhaps consider applying to schools that hold panel interviews instead. These are more relaxed and typically more predictable. My fifth tip is to look into their research opportunities. Each school will offer different research opportunities or professional development opportunities. Be sure that what is on offer matches with your area of interest. If you have a very specific, not very common specialty that you want to practice in, make sure that you do your research to find out which schools offer that, because it's possible that not all of them will. My final tip is to consider the location and cost of the school. Sure, going to medical school in Australia can seem exciting, and spending a year in that heat would be nice, but have you considered the high cost of tuition for foreign applicants? What about the cost of living? The same can be said for a medical school in-state compared with out-of-state. Be sure you're comparing tuitions between schools as well as living expenses such as accommodation and even travel costs associated with getting back home. Other than the expense of a far location, it's also important to remember how difficult medical school is. Some students can feel isolated and lonely if they choose a medical school far away from home. So often studying closer to home is not only cheaper, but it also ensures that your support system is close by. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe, like, and leave a comment if you have any questions. Again, don't forget to click our link either above or below to visit medschool.reviews to find out what past students and applicants have to say about a specific school. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.